to be assignment number 9, a floor plan. And we simply have to draw this set of floor plans to scale. I don't care if it's oriented up and down or if you turn it sideways. I'd probably prefer you turn it sideways. So a few things to remember here. Exterior walls are 6 inches thick. Interior walls are 4 inches thick. If they have a dimension to one side or the other of the wall, try to keep it that way. If not, it's not a big deal. If you can't read some of these dimensions, I understand they're a little blurry. Just try to get them close. Okay, if the house looks good, I can read the dimensions that you will end up adding. Then we'll be good. All right, so I want you to remember a few things. In addition to that, whenever you're dealing with architectural measurements, like this 28 foot 0 inches, it's 28, 1 dash right here, an apostrophe, and the minus sign, 0, and then a little quotation mark. So 1 dash is feet, 2 dash is inches, and it's always, it looks like there's a minus sign between them, but it's not. So it's feet and inches. Okay, feet and inches. Now down here, whenever you have a window, or even a door, for example, talk about the windows first. A 3030. What that means is it's 3 foot 0 inches by 3 foot 0 inches. Okay, so 3 foot 0 inches by 3 foot 0 inches. So a 3030 window is 3 foot 0 by 3 foot 0. If we're 36 by 30, it'd be 3 foot 6 inches by 3 foot 0 inches. Doors like this, it is a 2668 or 2668. That means it's 2 foot 6 inches wide and 6 foot 8 inches tall. And you'll find 6 foot 8 is a very, very standard height for doors, and it's also a standard height for the top of the windows. Not the overall height, but just where the top would be. So the header heights for the doors and windows would be about the same. Also on doors, so this might be a 2668R or L, or an R might be in front, depending on where you get it at. Now the R or the L just means that it's a right hinged or left hinged door. So the way you can tell that is if I were standing in this doorway, my back against the hinge side right here, I could stick my right hand out against the door. So that's a right hinge. If I were standing in this doorway from the hallway into the master bedroom, and I put my back against this hinge side right here, and my left hand would go against this 2668 door. So 2668 door. So it'd be left hinged. So just remember those few things. If you're having issues seeing some of these, you can zoom in, which you hit the control button and then either plus or minus, or you can hit that button right up here. If you guys can see that. So zoom out a little bit. So it's 28 feet, and the overall length here is 44 feet. If I were you and you're at home, if you have access to a printer, I'd be tempted to print this off so you can have it sitting next to you. If not, you should turn it sideways. Okay, so there's a little jog right here. Like we said earlier, you're 28 feet by 44 foot, remember. So 28 by 44. Okay, so let's go on over to AutoCAD. Let's remember to change a few things. I don't think we're going to have to change the limits, but we are going to have to change the units. So change the units. Make sure you're over here in architectural. Now remember, whatever you type in, unless you use that 1 dash or 2 dashes indicating feet or inches, it's going to assume you're talking about inches. So I always have issues with people turning in something that's like 12 times too small. It's because they typed everything in, they thought they were typing feet, but they typed it in inches. So remember, change to architectural, and remember that as you type things in, if you don't include whether it's feet or inches, it will assume it's inches. So we're okay. Now, there's a ton of different ways to do this, like multi-lines and everything else. We're just going to do a very simple, basic method. We'll just start by outlining it. So as you can see here, it says 1 foot 2 inches, right? So we'll go to the 22 feet, get that in, hit enter. Out. Hitting it, we're clear out of everything, hit escape, hit Z, enter, A, enter for zoom all command. 22 foot line. This way, 44 feet. Back to our drawing. Okay. All right. So it looks to me like this down here is 24 foot 0 inches. And notice that's outside to outside. So 24 foot. And then 22 foot. Okay. 4 foot. 4 feet. That's 28. Now somebody may be wondering why I didn't bother getting a measurement for this. I know it just comes up to that wall. It was 4 feet. That was 28 feet. That was 24 feet. This was 22 feet. So I know it was up 4 and over. Or you could just go down, hover until you get that green line, and bring it back. So that's the basic outline of our house. Now, the next thing I would do, like I said, there's a ton of different ways to do this, but we'll show you guys the method that we're very familiar with. We can just type in 6. And remember, if we don't type in anything, it's going to assume it's inches. So click on that, go in, and all these lines, move that. Now, if you choose to use multi-line, there's a multi-line editing tool that will fix all these corners for you, but we haven't gone over that yet, so we're doing good old-fashioned. Go to trim and hit enter. Everything is a cutting edge. You don't have to click everything twice and identify which line you're going to cut to and which line you're going to cut. So when you start off doing floor plans, I think it's easiest to use the offset command for a lot of the dimensions. You don't necessarily have to, but I think it's great. A lot of different ways to do it. All right, so basic outline of the house, right? Pretty simple. Now, if you want to go back, print. This can be very confusing for a lot of people. I would say don't worry about windows and doors until the very, very end, and just pick a section of the house. Just pick one area, one room, do one thing at a time. Don't worry about windows and doors. So let's just pick one area. Let's say this bedroom number 1. Okay. So to this wall right there, it's 12 foot 2 inches to that wall right there. Okay, so let's just get that wall set up, 12 foot 2 inches. So that's this wall right here. So remember, we turned the house. We rotated this house counterclockwise by 90 degrees. So now we're going to go offset, and we'll say 12 feet dash 2 inches. Remember, see how I type that in. Make sure you guys do it the same way. 12 foot 2, enter. So let's identify. That's from the outside of the wall to the outside of the wall. 12 foot 2. Here, over there, 12 foot 2 inches. Now remember I said interior walls were 4 inches thick, so we'll click here again, go 4, enter. Okay, so now you went in. So that's that one side of the closet wall. That's this closet wall right here. Now we're going to have to trim a lot, yes, but we'll get there. Now, over here, foot 6 from outside of the house to the inside of this wall, 10 foot 6 inches. So go back, it's 10 foot 6 outside of this wall to the inside, 10 foot 6. 10 foot 6 inches. Go over. Now we're going to just offset our 4 inches again, and this time we go this way because the measurement's to the inside. So we have pretty much our bedroom established there, at least the rough size of it. So right here, right? Now this wall does go through to this point, so we might want to get this wall drawn now, and then we can trim some things up. This wall doesn't look like it aligns with anything, so we're going to be able to trim a lot of those lines. These lines do align with a lot, so we're going to leave those for a little while. So I would suggest we do these lines next. Now if you choose to do something else, it's not necessarily wrong. You got to determine what the best way or easiest way for whatever room you start drawing is. So I'm going to draw this line so that I can go ahead and finish up this region of the house. So if we look at this again, there's another measurement. We can come from that side over, or we can go from the outside of that bedroom wall over, it looks like 2 foot 5 inches. 2 foot 5. So back here we're going to go 2 foot 5, and that is from left side to left side, so outside to the opposite outside. 2 foot 5. So offset 2 foot dash 5 inches. Enter here over there. Offset another 4 inches. Back that way. Okay, so this is our closet area. This is bedroom area. These lines we're leaving for a little bit. I don't think this line is useful there. And it's not, because that line would project down this direction. So, what we'll do in this case, go back here, click trim, and trim to here, those lines, and we are going to trim to here, these lines. So you have our bedroom area and our closet area. And if you really want to get in here and trim some of this, and you may want to do this all at one time when you're done. But all these lines that are inside of the wall cavities need to go. I think if you were to drop a marble in here, it should be able to roll all the way around. So, and remember that middle button on your mouse, the roller, you can zoom in and out, and if you click and hold it, that's the pan button. So remember those. So far we have our bedroom number 1 and closet space for each side. Okay, bedroom number 1 and closet space for each side. This is 4 foot 9 wide for the closet, so I'd get a center point, or just measure 4 foot 9 over, 4 foot 9 over, and that'll be your closet area. And we can come back and add these doors. The one thing I actually add, if they don't have it, this distance, kind of from the edge of the door back, so we don't really exactly know 100% where this door is. They didn't include that dimension. So you can fudge some of these numbers, you can make some of these numbers, you can position that 2 foot 6 inch wide door, that 30 inch wide door somewhere here. Now, what I normally do is I make sure that I have 6 inches from the edge of the door back to there, and vice versa. So I'm going to show you how to incorporate a door, and how to go ahead and draw this. There's blocks we can add. For now, we're not going to talk about blocks. We're not going to add any blocks. So that door goes right here. So we can continue to use the offset tool, or we can just draw something. And I think I'll just go 6 inches, and then come back here. Get rid of that little line I drew. And we'll trim this back to there. Now this is 2 foot 6 wide, so we can offset 30 inches, which is the same as 2 foot 6. Over there. And I will go ahead and draw a circle. Click on the hinge point, the hinge side, and go out to the other side. Next thing I'll do, click on offset, and I want to offset, maybe go an inch further, we'll say. Click on here, go out. Next thing we'll do, this. Okay. Now I want this is the door, this represents the swing of the door, this represents the hinge, and this line were the width. I just offset out 1 inch, and the sole purpose of that was to give me something to trim to. Right there. Delete that circle. So this will stick out 1 inch further than. On a print, normally You want things to stick out roughly 1/4 of an inch on a full-size print. Um, for this particular case, I don't really care. We're just going to make it stick out a little bit. Now for trimming, we're going to trim to here. Yeah. There. Now we'll trim again, enter, and flip that up. So there's a door, right? 6 inches out, that's a 30-inch or 2 6-foot wide door. Pretty simple. So hopefully you guys can, then you can copy this. If you want to just copy this one and move it around or rotate it or mirror it, make it fit wherever, that's fine. But it's the same procedure everywhere. So right now, don't worry about the doors. That's how you make them, but don't worry about them for now. Go ahead and frame out the rooms just like this. Just draw them out. Don't even have to worry about doorways. Just get all the lines drawn for the doors, then come back and add the doors just the same way I did here. Offset is going to be your friend on this. Use it often. All right. I'll have another video posted a little while to show you how to make bifold doors here and how to incorporate the windows. But for right now, try to just get all the walls drawn. If you want to try inserting these regular man doors, go for it. So good luck.